Good afternoon, Miss.
Hello. Hi, students. Can you hear me?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. First of all, welcome to our Meda classes. Right. Board is clear?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, good. Actually, I'm expecting a response from your side. Okay, like this, energetic. Right? Nishita. Right.
Yes, miss.
Okay. You are from?
I am from Pimpleguru.
Wow. Okay. Nearby garden?
Yeah.
Okay. Galaxy. You are from? Galaxy, you are from?
It's early.
Oh, okay. Simon,
Yes, Miss. Good afternoon.
good afternoon. Where are you from?
Miss from Pashan.
Pashan. Okay. So, okay. Today we can go through our chemistry. Right. What about your chemistry? Is it interesting? Is that interesting? Students?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. So, during our first lesson, I'm introducing you a small section related to structure of atom. Right. Structure of atom. I think you have a small idea about what do you mean by atom. You know?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, sure. Actually, look, you have a small idea about atom, no doubt. But before the generalization, okay, so we have no idea about atom. Think about that kind of a situation. So, with the help of scientists, their observation, their hard work, after that, now we are reached in a definition of atom means what? Okay, how many subdivisions? Is it divisible or not? What are the particles present in it? Okay, subatomic particles present in it. We have a great idea about that. So, with the help of this kind of a chapter, I'm introducing you a small idea about the generation, then contribution of different scientists like that. Okay, first of all, now I will give you a small idea about atom. Atom having a nucleus, right? Then is surrounded by shells. So many shells. Okay. So in shell we can observe what? Through the shell which is revolving.
Electrons.
Electrons.
Electrons, sure. Electrons will revolving. What about the center? Center charge. How many
There
particles?
are protons and neutrons.
Protons and neutron. Positive charge of proton and what about the charge of neutron?
Neutral. It is neutral.
Is neutral. There is no charge. Okay, I think you have a small idea about the basic idea about the atom means what, how many particles are present in it, how they are revolving around the. What do you mean by this kind of path? Tell me.
Or that is orbit.
Orbit. Okay, so there is a well-defined energy related orbits are there. Everything you know. So before the concept of this atom model, atom level, you want to familiar about the history. Okay, history have a great importance rather than this one. How it originated, what are the contributions of scientists, everything you want to know properly. Okay, so we can discuss one by one. Look, students, I'm going through. First one is discovery of electron. Okay, discovery of electron. So one by one, point out by point out, we will discuss everything. Then it's containing a. Actually, this is an experiment. Neha, wait a second. So, discovery of electron. Here, who discovered electron? You know? Any idea?
Thomson.
Correct. Very good. J.J. Thomson. Sure. No doubt. J.J. Thomson who discovered electron. Actually, what happened, students? Around the 1850s, the scientists mainly with the help of Faraday. Faraday, physician. So, with the help of Faraday concept, the scientists began to make a study about electrical discharge. Okay, then electric discharge and special type of tubes are the cathode ray tube. Cathode ray tube. These kinds of studies are happening in the beginning of the 1850s. Okay, so actually this is a cathode ray tube is a special kind of discharge tube. Okay, it is depicted. It's actually cathode ray tube, and it is made up of a glass containing two thin pieces of metal. Actually, it is look like is made up of a glass. Okay, is made up of a glass, and it will containing a thin piece of a metal. You are thinking about why ma'am is discussing like that, because cathode ray tube has a very good influence on the discovery of electron. That's why. Okay, so apparatus wise, you want to know a good idea about what do you mean by that kind of discharge, what about the functioning, everything. After that, only some particle will pass through this discharge tube. As a result, we will get a small idea about what type of particle it is. That will lead to the discovery of electron, right? That only lead to the discovery of electron. So before that, students, look, this is a cathode ray tube. It's containing a glass containing two thin pieces of metal. Thin piece means very thin piece of two metals. You can see here in the opposite end of the tube. Look, my students, a very thin piece of two metal. Okay, so actually the tube is made up of glass, no doubt. Then these two thin pieces of metal, these are called electrode. What is this? Electrode. Are you familiar about electrode? Do you have
Yes.
any? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So look, two electrodes are placing in that glass tube, right? Both are called what? Electrode. Then the electrical discharge through the gas could be observed. But look, electrical discharge with electrode is set up over there. But some amount of electricity we want to generate, then only it will happen, right? So electricity is required. Then after that, before the experiment, we want to ensure that this glass tube should be evacuated. Okay, because there is a small gap you can see here for the vacuum. Okay, you want to ensure that this is one of the greatest point inside of the tube, Anna. You want to ensure that there is no more pressure. Pressurized volume is not allowed. Okay, so evacuation is evacuation means we want to remove all the gases from this tube. Then only it become more. Yeah. Okay, you want to ensure the procedure, that also. Then, so that we can point out very low pressure. Very low pressure. If the presence of gas is more in it, what happens? Pressure become increase or decrease? Tell me. Pressure become increase. increases. So for that purpose, we want to evacuate everything. We want to remove the pressure. We want to remove the gas molecule. So very low pressure we want to maintain. Okay, cathode ray tube. 2 electrodes are there. 2 electrodes. Okay, 2 electrodes. These are the initial setup. Then and one more thing, very high voltage we want to apply. High voltage. Okay, high voltage you want to apply in it. Actually, I will draw the structure properly. Look, actually this is the tube like this. Then it is connected to a look now students, a very battery with a high voltage. This is the important fact in it, right? So look, this is connected to where? Here, like this. 2 electrodes, evacuation, high voltage battery. Okay, these are the initial setup. Okay, we can write here high voltage. High voltage. This much understood, students?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So, suppose pressure of different gases could be adjusted by evacuation. Different gases, look now, pressure of gas is not similar, so that can be adjusted by evacuation. That also another important point. Then high voltage we can apply. What happens? Current will start to flow. This is the fact. High voltage will apply. There definitely there is a current will flow through this, and then a stream of particle after current flow, a stream of particle. What happens? A stream of particle moving in the tube from a negative electrode to positive electron. Negative to positive. Clear? So negative electrode to positive. Do you know what do you mean by negative electrode? 2 electrodes are here. I never ready to specify the charges and a special name. Do you know any idea about the electrodes? You know the idea about the electrode. What are the type of electrodes? Do you know? You know? Electrode you know. Neha, you know some idea about the electrode. But how many types of electrodes are available mainly?
Cathode and anode.
Cathode and right. Okay, do you know the charge of cathode and anode?
Cathode is positive.
And anode is negative.
Cathode is?
I'm not sure.
Okay, leave it. Cathode is negative here. Okay, cathode is negative and positive anode. So we can choose this one is a negative side and this one is a positive side. So tell me.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Cathode, it attracts negative ions, right?
Cathode having negative charge.
So what does that mean?
Okay. Negative charge means, look now, oxidation reduction, you know the concept.
Can you
Actually-
repeat that?
Sure. Look, so electrode means, you know, electrode, there is a actually, look in electrochemistry, there is 2 rod is dipped in the electrolyte solution. We are connected to different terminal of battery. Actually, these type of cells are classified into 2 types. Okay, electrolytic cell and galvanic cell. Actually, not need here. Okay, so that depending upon the nature of electrode and electrolyte, electrode, different reactions also there, like a galvanic cell, electrolytic cell. Okay, so here we are applying a high, electrolytic cell means electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. Galvanic cell means chemical energy will convert it into electrical energy. So depending upon the reaction, okay, look, suppose, cathode means negative, so charge become negative, there is a chance for attraction towards the positive side. Okay, so depending upon the charge of cathode charge is negative, so positive charged ions will attract towards the cathode. Okay, this is actual meaning. Anode means positive enough, so negative type of ions will attract towards it. So it is depending upon two cells. If we are using electrolytic cells, then we can say that cathode is negative, anode is positive. Okay, then galvanic cell, this is opposite. So depending upon the situation, we can convert to this one. But one thing is sure, in anode, oxidation will occur. Oxidation reaction, you know, removal of electrons. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then in the case of cathode, what type of reaction will occur?
Reduction.
Reduction.
Of course, reduction will occur. So what type of, this is common. This is common, but cathode, anode range, these are two type of reactions, two type of famous cells are there. Okay, depending upon the cell, cathode, the anode charge will be different. But one thing you ensure that cathode, if cathode cell having a negative is connected to a negative now, so there should be an attraction towards the positive ion. Suppose sodium chloride, sodium and chloride, or copper SO4, copper sulfate. Copper is +2, sulfate is -2. Look, so copper will attract towards where? To where? Cathode or anode? If suppose cathode having
Cathode.
okay, copper is +2 in charge now, so there is a chance it will attract towards the cathode, right? Same wise, and SO4 2- is called anion, so it has a tendency to attract towards
Anode.
anode, like this. So this is the small setup related to that. Okay, where were we? So these are the two. It's not need now. Okay. Okay, 2 electrons. So tell me, students, what about the cathode? Where is the cathode is occurring? Here or there? Charge wise? This is positive. This is negative. Tell me, what is cathode? Here?
Negative.
Negative. So this is act as the cathode. This is act as the anode. Okay.
Yes.
This much clear, right, students?
Yes,
ma'am.
miss.
Okay. Then what happen, Anna? Look, an experimental gas will fill. We can fill here. Experimental gas will fill here. Okay. So after the high voltage current we are supplying in it, what happened? That particular gas have a tendency to move towards the positive charge. Understood? That particular, this is a discovery of electron, just the beginning, right? So that particular gas have a tendency to move from negative to positive side. So what about the charge? What about the charge of that particle?
Negative.
Sure. So high voltage, so there is a chance of negative charge. Okay. Then negative charge positive to positive, negative cathode to positive. There will be a cathode rays. That type of rays is called what? Cathode rays. That rays is called what? Cathode rays. Okay. That rays current means the flow of current from the cathode to anode was further checked by making a hole in the anode and coating the tube behind the anode with a flow. Look now, the means particle is moved from here to here, no doubt. But we want to check, we want to clear it. What type of, actually why we are using another strategy for that? Because the rays generated rays that it cannot say without naked eye. Okay, so actually it's a colorless. So for getting a very good information about the rays generated in it, we are using a special kind of screen that is called zinc sulfide screen. Zn coated zinc sulfide screen will generating. Actually, what is the need? Suppose this is for your common information, right? Look, suppose here we can see there is a zinc sulfide coating instrument. This one is a zinc sulfide coated instrument, right? So when this kind of a ray the ray is passing through it, what happens? We can easily making a glow here, like a glittering. Suppose you know that suppose when in a dark room, we are we are lighting any kind of lamp or torch or anything, the path, everything become visible and student at a time. You can see every object with the help of a light, especially in a dark room. Am I right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So same thing. If this is a single sulfide, okay. One more a great example I will show. I will give you. That is while we are in a passing through any construction related areas, while we are driving time, in that time some of the workers they will wear some a special kind of coat. Are you familiar that color? Color become orange and yellow color coat they will wear over there, right? So while we are especially in night time, especially in night time while we driving, our headlight of our vehicle, it is creating there is a glow on their body. Is it? Am I right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. In that time, we can see that some works are going on. Some persons are going here and there. That way, we actually our car is here. In very here, suppose the workers is progressing their duties. Okay. So with the headlight of our vehicle, there is a special type of overcoat of that workers making a glow on it with the help of our headlight, creating a glow. Actually, what is it? This is fluorescent. Fluorescent. This phenomenon is called what? Fluorescent. Fluorescent related materials are coated on their overcoat. As a result, with the help of this headlight, it will making a scintillation. We can say like the scintillation means a glow. So we can easily know that, that work is going on. That's why the people are wearing that kind of coat. So we want to go slow, our vehicle. This is a simple Anna. That same thing you can hear whenever our generated rays from here, means especially we don't know. Actually, after a lot of discovery, only we know that this is an electron. In initial stage, we have no idea. That is called cathode rays only. We have this much idea only. We cathode ray to creating a rays. That is called cathode rays. That much only. After that, lot of discovery, after finding out observation, conclusion, then only they named it as an electron. That is named by J.J. Thomson. Right. So cathode rays cathode rays equal to electron, no doubt. Now we know everything. But initially we have no idea about that. So anyway, that rays are generating, it is making a single coated. Suppose it will scattered over the single sulfide screen, it is making a glow in it. That's why this is mean by electron is there. Not electron, some rays are present in it. That's why making single sulfide screen become glowing. Right. So same way, you can see that in the procedure, in the exam backside anode here, after that there is a screen is creating. That is coated by single sulfide. Okay. That is coated by single sulfide. As a result, when the particle is generated from this side, it will collide towards the single sulfide screen and making a glow. With the help of that glow, we can identify, some rays are generating. This is the conclusion. This much understood, students?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So, you want to memorize one thing. The tube behind the anode with a phosphorescent material, that is called what? Phosphorescence or fluorescence. No problem. So, it's a material that is called a single sulfide. Okay. So, one more thing. When the rays passing through the anode strike the single sulfide coating, a bright spot on the coating is developed. Bright spot. Okay. A bright spot. It's very important. That's why I'm making too much time for. Okay. A bright spot is creating. This much only the discovery. Okay. So they become very happy about that. they discovered a type of rays. Okay, this is the thing. Then, students, we know the experimental setup right now. Okay, after this experimental setup, they had made some generalization. What are the generalization? We can say like this. Okay, this much clear, everybody? Seeman,
Yes, miss.
Nishida, Neha, Galaxy. Huh?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now we can go through what are the important generalization. This is experimental setup only. Okay. The result, actually, the cathode rays start from where? Start from cathode rays generated. It will originated from where? Which side of electrode?
Negative to positive.
Okay, negative to positive is good, but special name is
Cathode to
there.
anode.
What about the name?
From cathode to anode.
Cathode to anode. Correct. Cathode to anode. Okay, the special rays generated originated from cathode to anode. This is the first observation. Second one, these means rays are only visible with the help of
Zinc sulfide.
yeah, zinc sulfide means phosphorescence or fluorescence. You know that phosphorescence fluorescence phenomenon, students, in physics.
What is the phosphorus phenomenon? I don't know that.
Are your voice is not clear, Nishida.
What is the phosphorus phenomenon?
Oh, phosphorescence fluorescence another theory behind it. So anyway, I'll give you a small idea about that. Look, suppose any material, I already told you, zinc sulfide material. Zinc sulfide material have some amount of electrons present in it, right? So whenever some amount of energy come from where? We are providing light, right? So suppose this is a zinc sulfide material, we are providing some light in it. What happens? This zinc sulfide containing electron have a tendency of excitation. Look, the electrons present in the zinc sulfide means actually it is occurring in the initial where in ground state. Suppose. Got it? Neha, I'll get you my point.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Look, this is the zinc sulfide. Who made a doubt in it? Fluorescent, phosphorus, not Neha. Nishida, I think.
No, ma'am, it wasn't me.
Nishida, na?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So zinc sulfide containing some electrons and Nishida. So after we apply some energy, right? What happens? These electrons have a tendency to move from ground state to excited state. Am I right? So what about the next level like this? This is 1, 2 material. Only one electron jump from ground state to excited state with the help of some amount of energy we are providing in it. Right? After some time, what happens? This is not excited state in an electron seen in the excited state. There is a little lifespan. Easily it will have a tendency to move from excited to ground state again because some amount of energy is releasing. That amount of energy is called what? Fluorescence, phosphorescence. But one more thing, what are the difference between phosphorescence and fluorescence also there? Phosphorescence and fluorescence. In the case of phosphorescence, it will take time. It will take time from moving from excited state to ground state. But in the phosphorus, it's very fast phenomenon. If it compared to, phosphorescence is very slow if it compared to fluorescence. Fluorescence is very fast phenomenon, and that's why some amount of energy is emitting. This is the theory behind it. Understood? So, we can say that some amount of energy transformation from excitation of electron and then moving back to ground state with some amount of radiation is emitting. That's why it is glow. Clear? Especially you can see traffic police as well as some road related work. They're wearing special kind of dress. Okay, what happened? the energy provided to that material from where? From where? A vehicle headlight providing some amount of energy. So that phosphorescent material present in the overcoat, after some time it's going to glowing because that it can absorb the energy and then they are re-emitting. That much only. Clear?
Yes, miss.
Clear enough?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, two phenomenon is there. They are called phosphorescence and fluorescence. Then actually one more example, and actually it's television and our TV is actually working like this. Cathode ray tube. So cathode ray tube, glass tube, and then some amount of the same thing happening over there. Okay. What are the cathode ray tube behaving? Look, TV and TV, television, there is coated by a special type of material that is called a zinc sulfide screen is there. So whenever the light is passing, then that making a glow in it. Okay, like a pictorial form, glow in it. So most of the that glass where is maybe it is filled with this kind of zinc sulfide screen coated on it. Okay, is an example, small kind. I have no idea more about how the TV is working. I am not able, but the theory behind in the TV is somewhat similar to our cathode ray tube. Okay. Then what happened next? What are the generalization? Look, students. Suppose these gas tube, rays are passing. Suppose if the rays is in the presence of an electrical field or magnetic field, what happens? Do you know? So in the absence of electrical or magnetic field, these rays will look. Suppose rays is here. We are placing these rays in the presence of a magnetic field, suppose, or electrical field also creating here. So what happened? In the absence of electrical and magnetic field, suppose. This is another generalization. Okay. So here, this is the rays. It is in the absence of rays, the rays will move straight line. Clear? So if we are setting any magnetic field surrounded in it, this tube will have a tendency for deviation. This is another fact. Okay? In the presence of magnetic or electrical field, these rays show a deviation. In the absence of electrical or magnetic field, it will not show any deviation. It will move straight line. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. These are the things. So we can point out here. What are the generalization? In the absence of electric or magnetic, okay, electric or magnetic field, no, it will show absence of magnetic. Rays move straight line. One straight line. Clear? This is the another generalization behind it. Then one more thing, Anna student. After in the presence of electrical magnetic field, behavior of cathode rays is, it is shows some deviation. After that, after a long discovery, J.J. Thomson makes them as name is called what? Electron. A special kind of rays is going through discharge ray tube and showing these kind of property. After a while, we can call it as electron. Clear? That subatomic particle is called what? Electron. Clear? Then what happened next? This is over. This much of generalization, everything you want to memorize. Cathode to anode, phosphorescent, fluorescent coating material. In the absence of electric and magnetic field, rays will move straight line, or in the presence of it will have show some deviation. Then after that, at the end of the section, we will call it as electron. Clear? Now, did you got any idea about what about the charge of electron, students? Tell me. After that, tell me what about the charge of electron?
Negative.
negative charge. That's why it is moving from cathode to anode, positive to, sorry, negative to positive. Clear? This much clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is missing now? Galaxy. Who is missing? Everybody is there? No. After that, students, you want to know one more thing. You know the deviation, everything you know. Suppose one more figure you want to familiarize. This is a cathode. Okay. Then this is big one is anode. It is placed in a glass tube, similar to whatever we explained last time. Na? Same. Okay. It is connected like this, connected to a battery with a high voltage. That one you want to memorize, right? Both are connected to cathode anode. Then you can connect it with a electrical field. Okay, electrical field you can. Then here also you can provide. This is the ray going like. This figure will give you a very good information about that. Look, students. Here, I don't know how to draw. Look, here there is a magnet also. These things under magnetic field. Okay, what I'm telling? This is high voltage battery. Then this is cathode. This is anode. Then after that there is a rays is emerging from the cathode to anode, and like this moving. This is pink or fluorescent screen, zinc sulfide screen or fluorescent screen. Then here is electrical field. Here in this time there is a north-south magnetic field is also static over there. That after that you can observe that. Look, students, very important. Some of the rays will move straight line, right? Some of the rays is deviated. So what about the reason behind the B? Suppose B is generating at when it will generate B? Straight line, na? When it will generate B?
When there is absence of the magnetic and electric field.
Sorry?
When there is a absence of magnetic and electric field.
Yes. In the absence of electric and magnetic field only there is a generation of B, na? Okay. So what about the result of A and C? It is due to
Presence of.
presence.
Yeah.
Presence of magnetic and electric. This figure is also another important factor. Okay. That much only. But one more thing. The scientists also have a tendency to generate a ratio. There is a Thomson and J.J. Thomson who discovered electron J.J. Thomson and who make a observation, one more observation related to after the generation on all after the experiment setup. He go through some observation. After that, he generalized an equation that's actually not equation, that is a specification that is determine. He also, with the help of this experiment, he telling that he was able to determine the value E by M ratio. Means charge. E means what? E, charge, and then M is called mass. So charge by mass ratio of electrons he could discover. So actually is around 1.75. 1.75, a lot of digits are all there. 1.75 8820 8820 into 10 to the power 11 coulomb. Then coulomb is the charge unit, you know. Charge is the unit of charge is what? Coulomb. And then masses. Unit of mass. Unit of mass.
Kilograms.
Kilogram. So coulomb per kilogram. Okay, this is the electron E by M ratio Thomson discovered. Okay, M is the mass of electron in kilogram and E is the magnitude of charge on the electron, that is represented by coulomb. Okay, so that since electrons are negative charge, so charge on electron is negative. Okay, so charge on electron should be negative in nature. That also another thing. Okay, charge of the electron. So E by M is okay. Then after that, E by M ratio is there, created, no doubt. Another scientist at the same time, Mulliken, named by Mulliken, he also made another generalization related to electron. What are they? We want to check again. This number for numerical purpose, for the numerical, while we solving numerical, this charge by ratio is very important, no doubt. Okay. So next one, another scientist who named by Mulliken, who making a experiment that is called oil drop experiment. Okay, no need to explain in detail. Oil drop experiment means what and no need. But with the help of that experiment, he determined the exact charge of electron. Okay, he observed the exact charge of electron. Are you familiar? You know the negative is the charge of electron, 1.6 around. Negative 1.6 into 10 to the power into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. This is one of the important facts. Oil drop experiment, Mulliken, scientist, who discovered the exact charge of electron, that is minus negative 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Are you familiar with this thing before? Charge
Yes,
of electron.
ma'am.
No.
Okay, okay. Somebody know, somebody don't know. Okay, no problem. We will start to study 11th standard only. Okay. I don't think so. It is included in your 10th standard. Am I right? It's not included, no? 10th standard.
No.
No. So this is a very, very important note down. Charge of electron. Charge of electron is negative 1.6 into 10 to the power 19 coulomb. So look, student. Now, this is the E by Me electron charge by mass ratio is called what? This thing. This is charge of electron. One more generalization. Mass of electron also available right now. Okay. By the combining result, look, mass of electron Me is equal to, look, now you are familiar with the electron charge. Electron charge E divided by Thomson mode. This is done by Thomson. This is observed by whom? Mulliken. Mulliken, this is a scientist. This is J.J. Thomson. Okay. So after the combination of both, Mulliken finalized that M is the mass of electron that is given by how it is obtaining E. E is the electron charge, this one, whole divided by E by Me. We don't know any idea, but they are telling like this. Okay. So E is the charge of electron whole divided by Thomson generalization, E by Me. Okay. After the result, after how it look like, minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb whole divided by that ratio. What about that value? That value is 1.75820 into 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kilogram. This much clear, students?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
After solving, can you solve this one? Okay, what did they do now? While calculating mass, no need to any sign. Okay, they are putting direct value here. That much only. So then tell me a value. You can use your calculator. Can you? Can you, students? Around. That much enough. Around.
Ma'am, it's negative 9.0970 times 10 to the power of negative 31.
Minus 31, right?
Yeah.
But while calculating mass and no need of any charge, right? So you can avoid the what charge. So it becomes. Tell me once again. 9 point is
Negative
no,
9.
we avoid this symbol, है ना? That is
Yeah.
negative.
Okay.
9.097
9.097
into
10 to the power of negative 31.
very good. Then tell me the exact unit. Tell me. Mass है ना? Mass. So what happens in the unit? Very important, students. Unit, with the help of unit, you can easily do your calculation. Look how we can cancel coulomb and coulomb here, and then this kilogram will move to upside. So what about the unit? Kilogram, right? So this is the mass. Mass kilogram unit, है ना, students? Unit of mass
Yes,
is
ma'am.
kilogram. That's why we can cancel. How it occurs? Look, students, if you don't know any idea about what about the unit of mass, in common general people, everybody know that mass unit of mass kilogram itself. But in case you don't know, but with the help of this kind, if you know this is the charge unit is coulomb, and then E by ME is represented by coulomb per kilogram, then you can easily generalize the result without any. Look, coulomb can cancel. Then kilogram will move up. So what about the unit? So mass become 9.097 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram itself. Okay, these generalizations are very important. Keep it in your mind. Mass of unit is, we want to use these things during our calculation time. So what are the important facts here? It is the charge of electron. Here is the mass of electron. And then E by ME, charge by mass ratios are very, very important. Okay, clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
while lecture time, you can prepare your own short notes, because in this section, what do you want to study? Okay, structure of atom, discovery of electron, cathode rays, general. That diagram is important. Okay, what are the main generalization points? These are happening here. There is a rays generated and move from positive to negative side. As a result, that generated rays have a charge of negative itself. Finally, it is called as electron. So short notes are very important during revision time. Not now, during the look. But now we will cover each and every chapter one by one. Okay. After that, we are conducting a test online test series or any that time. You want to create your own short note right now. Then revision, you can attend any exam. So that point by point, these things you can point out now. Charge of electrons, and you want to study, revise every day. Every day revision is important. Then while revising every day, what happens? No need to study anything. You want to prepare a short note and keep it in a small note manner, right? You know everything, but I'm requesting you. Then every day you want to take it out and revise. Okay. Every night before go to sleep, you can revise the equation. What about the importance of that? Everything becomes set in your brain, right? So revision is very important. So making a short note like this: electron charge minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, not plus 19. So some students are now, while facing this kind of thing confusion, ma'am, it is minus 19 or plus 19. So no need to any confusion, because if your concept is clear, if your memory is strong, then no need of any confusion. So this sure it is minus 19, not plus 19. Coulomb is the charge. Then kilogram is the mass, but here minus 31, not plus 31. So simple mistakes will creating a lot of calculation mistakes. That's why create a small note, revise every day. Okay. Can I wrap?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
miss.
Yes, miss.
What about your college become reopening? Any idea?
No, ma'am. They didn't say anything.
Okay, we can expect next year only now, students.
Yes.
Probably.
Okay. Leave it. Okay. Your procedure, your pattern, everything will going on the same way. Now you are lucky in this kind of an online platform with you. Okay. So everything will become in a positive manner. No problem. So next one, this much only related to electron. Next one, we can go through discovery of, what do you want? Tell. Discovery of electron hour.
Proton.
Correct. Now you are become intelligent. Ma'am, I know everything about the charge wise, structure wise, how it occur, where it occur, everything we know. But before that, you want to know the history. Okay, that's why we are doing this. Actually, discovery of proton, it is somewhat similar to electron discovery. Look, the same apparatus setup you want to picturize on your mind. Whatever, how it look like. In that experiment, I already told you this discharge like tube is there. Yeah, tube is there. Then what happened? That glass tube like setup, na? Same thing, but one difference is only here. We here also single sulfide screen. Here, the particle, suppose this is cathode, this is anode, no problem, connected to a voltage and everything is similar, Anna student. Everything is similar, connected to volt, everything. But one thing, in this particle, can you tell how the flow? In electron, it will move from cathode to anode. After that generalizing, after finally we know that the electron having a charge of negative charge. Okay. Similarly, can you recommend about proton with the same discharge tube experimental setup? One thing is different. What about the difference? Tell me.
It'll be anode to cathode, right?
Sure. To be anode to cathode. Then what about the charge? Then
Positive.
positive charge. These are the generalization. No need to study further for proton. No need. Okay. This much generalization is enough. The movement that is from anode to cathode, that particular rays have a positive charge. After that, I think who named proton? Who named proton?
Ernest Rutherford.
Rutherford. Okay. So Rutherford is the okay. Rutherford. Like this. So these are the things. This is much enough. No need. Okay, no need. If you are in your theory exam, okay, during examination time, they are recommending what about the discovery of proton. Actually, proton discovery is not mentioning in your textbook or any NCERT text. They are not mentioning any figure or anything. Actually, they are recommending you similar to electron. So what do you want to do? You can accept everything is similar to electron procedure, but one thing you want to point out, this is the movement of electron rays from anode to cathode, and then it will show it carrying a positive charge. That's it. Is much enough. Clear, students?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One thing, actually, positive charge is created. That is called proton. No problem. Positively charged particles, everything. Then, for the presence of electrically neutral particles, look now. In the after the discovery of proton, there is a one more ray, but have no charge. That also observed in it. Okay. One more kind of rays is originating during the discovery of proton. Actually, what about the major difference between that rays and proton? That special rays have no charge. Can you guess what about that charge? Sorry, what about that particle? Not particle, what about that rays? Can you?
Neutron.
Neutron.
Correct, neutron. This is discovered by with the presence of this kind of proton. During the discovery of proton, that kind of rays also originating, but they have no charge. That is named by neutron. Clear? That is named by neutron. Who discovered neutron?
Rutherford.
No, neutron. Who discovered neutron? Chadwick. Okay, Chadwick who discovered neutron, but proton, okay, but neutron discovered by Chadwick with the help of the discovery of, tell me, proton.
Proton.
Okay, but one more observation is there. Actually, neutron is a neutral in nature. Okay, but one more thing, mass wise is slightly greater than that of proton. Mass wise, neutron is greater than proton. This is another observation of Chadwick. Okay, students, look, students. In the very beginning, you know Dalton theory. That is very important theory. You know Dalton, John Dalton.
Yes.
Who is the beginner? Actually, we can say with the help of his theory. So he telling that atom is a very atom is spherical in nature. It is cannot be divided, indivisible nature. With the help of, right. After that, with the help of J.J. Thomson as well as Rutherford, Chadwick, everything, they proved that atom can be divided, but having a very small level particle. If you compared with the size of atom, they also proved that there is a center is also there. Atom is very minute, student. Then think about the center of atom. How it look like? Suppose in general we can say that there is a ground. Okay. In the middle of the ground we can put a small ball. So if we compare the size of that ground with the size of that ball, how it look like? Is big or small?
Small.
Small, of course small. Same manner, we have a atom. Atom have a center. If we compare the full size of atom, then size of nucleus become very
Small.
small. Okay, these are the another generalization of scientists. So anyway, keep it in your mind. Proton discovery, positive charge. Then neutral charge is also side by generating in, that is discovered by Chadwick. Mass wise, neutron is higher than proton. Okay. Okay. Then I think now you got some small idea about one more thing. You can keep it in your mind: electron, proton, short knot manner. Okay, neutron. We can generalize here and we can sum up here. So each and every data is available with the help of small table. Okay. So this kind of a table arrangement of your concept is good for you, students, while revision time. I'm recommending you. Do you have any habit like this, students? Short notes, table representation. Do you have?
Yes.
Good. Good. Within a small table, you will get all the information at a time. Right. Okay. So we can do. What about the symbol? Here, electron symbol. Symbol. What about the symbol of electron, student?
E minus.
Small e. and
Small e,
small-
very nice. Then proton, small p.
P
Neutron,
and
small n.
electron on that E minus sign is there.
Correct. Then another one, charge wise. You know, charge, absolute charge. Absolute charge. Okay, it's representing Coulomb, no? Coulomb. So actually, absolute charge means there is a, what about a neutron charge?
0.
Zero. So proton, sorry, electron, negative,
Minus 1.60
1.6, 1.2.
six-
Anybody? It's not clear your voice. Anybody else?
Minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19.
Minus 19 what?
Coulomb.
19 Coulomb. Okay. Here also proton is somewhat similar. That's why without neglecting the charge, you can add 1.6 here. Okay. Around 1.6 plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. Is much clear?
Yes, miss.
Then relative charge is there, students. Relative charge. Relative charge means nothing but avoid this thing. Just means neutron, no doubt. What about the charge? Relative charge of neutron? Students?
0.
0. Here, avoid the decimal point. These things we can avoid. So, what about the remaining?
Plus 1.
Correct. Plus 1. Here, what about?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. These are the relative. But ensure that what they are telling, absolute charge or relative charge. In the case of absolute charge, complete absolute value you want to write here, right? But in the case of relative, you can relate it with other. You know that thing, how to relate. You want to divide it with any smallest value like this. Suppose you want to divide 1.6 with 1.6. Then only you will get this thing. Clear? So 1.6 divided by 1.6, you will get 1. 0 divided by any value. What about the result?
0.
0.
0. So this is the relation between absolute and value. Any simplest value you want to take it out. Okay. That you want to multiply. Here you can see that 1.6. 1.6 range. So this value you can divide it by each. Okay. Any value divided by 0 divided by any other value, it becomes 0. Like this. So relative value is there, absolute charge, everything is right now. So most of the calculation directly they are telling relative charge and you can choose this one. Okay. Then after that mass. Tell mass. What about the mass of electron? Tell.
9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31.
Yes, that is enough. But some 9.1039, that much also available. 9.1039 like this. Okay, into 10 to the power minus.
9.38.
Yeah, minus 31 is very important, not plus 31. Okay, minus 31. Then here in the electron and proton similar charges. Sorry, proton and neutron have a similar masses, not charges, similar masses. It is around 1.67 into something into 10 raised to minus
Minus 27.
yeah, minus 27. Minus 27. Here also 1 point. You can go through. No need.
67493 into
Yeah,
10 raised to minus 27.
Minus 27. These things you can memorize. Okay. Then this much enough. This much enough, students. Okay. Mainly this much point. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Can I move to next topic? Actually, you from which school? 10th standard right now? Hello? Which college? Tell me something about your current status. Tell me, students, anybody. I want to know.
My father is land surveyor and my mother is teacher.
Okay, good, good.
And just now I have taken admission in ESP College, Pune.
Oh, good, good, nice. Okay,
Ma'am, when class is going to finish?
class now? Class, today class
Yeah.
is around within 15 minutes. We will cover everything. Okay, within 15 minutes. Okay, students? Then one more interesting topic. Only two topics we can go through. After that, we can finish our section. Right. So one more thing, students. Are you familiar with the pudding? Pudding is familiar, Anna? You in your
Yeah.
kitchen?
Yes.
Yeah. So look, J.J. Thomson discovered everything. No doubt. J.J. Thomson discovered electrons. Then he telling that some negative charge is going for electron. But rather than that, they have no idea about it. So in the initial time, J.J. Thomson predicting the structure of atom, how it look like. Okay. So J.J. Thomson telling that while you are preparing pudding or anything, you mainly payasam and all, you know, there is a cashew nut is there or small grapes are available. We will fry it over there in the initial means in the finally what we will do after the preparation of our payasam. What we will do? We will fry some this kind of small type of kismis and then cashew nut over there. So actually, how it look like? This is a vessel. Then in the below we can see lot of suppose this is the upstairs. Sorry. This is a direct view. Okay, I some bowl like this. If we making a photograph in upper view, so a lot of cashew nuts is there. Na suppose students, are you getting my point?
Yes, miss.
Okay, very nice. Okay, so the J.T. Thomson believing that these are electrons with a negative charge, but this vessel is containing positive in charge. Actually, atoms are look like. Okay, how atoms are look like? J.J. Thomson model of atom is actually like this. They have a like a pudding, plum pudding model. Plum pudding model. Plum pudding model means what? This is the payasam vessel having cashew nuts. These cashew nuts are behaving like electrons, and then their vessel, entire vessel is having a positive in charge nature. So the means who? J.J. Thomson believing that initial time actually atom structure is like. Are you agreeing with the Thomson model right now?
No, miss.
No. So initially they are believing like that. Look, students. Now only lot of generalization, lot of discoveries. Finally, we will get an exact view of atom is look like this. But initially, they have a lot of prediction. But that prediction we can't avoid. It's nearby. It's nearly correlated. Means it is correlated to that. Yeah, it correlated to our final thing. But they can predict their own with the help of their own brain. They predict in a very interesting manner, right? So this is the Thomson pudding model of atom structure like this. Okay. So electron having a positive sphere, and electrons are embedded in it. They are localizing like this. Okay. Watermelon also like this, na students. Watermelon, their seeds. Watermelon is green color, cup like sphere. That is positive in nature, and then small black colored seeds are embedded in it. Black colored seeds, look now. black colored seeds. So this is the model of, actually these both are similar, plum pudding model as well as watermelon model of J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson is recommending like this, J.J. Thomson, atom model. Clear?
Yes, miss.
But one more thing, na students. Can you guess? This is the overall point of view of atom, no doubt. Is it? What about the result of atom charge right now? Can you guess? Look, sphere is positive charge, no doubt. And then seeds are embedded in it. It having a negative charge. It is actually similar to electron. They are telling like that. Then tell me the entire charge of atom. Can you guess? Can you guess? Anybody? Can you guess the entire charge of atom? Any idea? Yes or no? Tell at least.
Miss, I didn't get the question.
Look, here J.J. Thomson recommending that this is the atomic model. Okay? Suppose imagine a watermelon. So watermelon outer covering carrying a positive charge, and then electrons are embedded. Actually, it is look like seed of watermelon. So it containing negative charge. So entire charge of the system, tell me. Then entire
Neutral.
charge. Huh?
Neutral.
Very good. This is neutral. Why neutral? Because positive, negative, and in the same time. So it becomes cancelling each other. As a result, it is act as a neutral form. So basically, atom is a neutral form. Have no charge. But particle inside of the atom having positive and negative charge itself. Neutral charge species also there. What is called by neutron? Okay, neutral charge, electron positive charge, proton negative. Electron negative charge and proton positive charge. These are the conclusion. Atom is basically neutral in nature. This much clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then look, students. Till now, we have how many discoveries? First of all, electron discovery. We already studied electron. Second one, tell. We can sum up here.
Proton.
Proton. Then, with the help of proton discovery,
Neutron.
neutron. Neutron also happened. After that, what happened? Thomson, J.J. Thomson, what he predicted?
Charge by mass ratio.
Charge by mass ratio, everything is included in it, in electron. After that, structure of atom. Okay, structure of atom, special name. What about the name?
Plum pudding model.
Plum pudding model. This much only. But one more thing, what do you want? Next discovery, what do you think about the next discovery? It may be concentrated on which topic? Any idea?
That atom is neutral.
Atom is neutral. This is the conclusion. Then one more discovery you can expect there, and students. Look, I will draw the structure. After that, you want to predict. Now, next discovery going to where? Okay. This is the structure. Can you guess what about the next discovery? Electron is
With
on
the
a
electron shells.
shell is not too much important. Shell is there.
Space between that
Presence of
in that
orbit.
Sorry. One by one.
empty spaces between the atoms.
Sorry, voice is breaking maybe. Can you repeat once again?
Means empty spaces in the atom.
Okay, empty spaces in the atom. Okay, that also one more thing.
Atomic mass and atomic number.
Atomic mass, atomic number is not too much important. But before that, one more. You can go through the structure here.
Nucleus.
Nucleus.
Correct. Nucleus. Okay. Atom have a center. How it look like? How the discovery? In that after the discovery, then only we can finalize that atom has lot of empty spaces in it. Who point out that? I think Galaxy made that point. Now nucleus have empty spaces in it. Okay, that generalization will come after the discovery of nucleus.
Nucleus.
Okay. Last point. Okay. Last point. It will take time. Okay. So anyway, Rutherford next discovery, that is called what? Nucleus. How the discovery? We can go through a small general introduction. After that, we can wind up. Okay, no problem. So Rutherford nuclear model. Last point. Okay. Very interesting student. Experiments only and observations. Okay. Rutherford and his students. We can say like that. Geiger and Marsden, both students with whose name? Rutherford, bombarding a very thin gold foil with alpha particle. Oh, before that, what do you mean by alpha particle? You know? Alpha particle.
Positively charged particles.
Okay, but look now, it is somewhat similar to helium. Okay, the particle similar to helium behavior, everything is related to helium. We can correlate it with the helium. That type of particle is called too much energetic particle. Okay, energetic particle, alpha particle. In physics, I think you are familiar. Alpha, beta, and gamma. So gamma particle ionization energy wise, alpha particle is very high. Then beta particle is little bit, gamma is very low, very little bit only. But in the case of corrosive nature, this alpha particle is very weak. But gamma is very good corrosive. Suppose here is a screen. If suppose gamma particle is passing through from a source, it will go into, it will penetrate through the screen and then move outside, right? But in the case of alpha particle have no tendency. It will move or it can deviate like this. That much only. This much clear. This is a small idea about alpha particle. This is a particle. It's come from energy, any other sources. So anyway, Rutherford and their students, what they did, actually, alpha particles and alpha particles is coming from a very thin alpha particle generating source is there, and then alpha particle source, actually we can draw here. This is the alpha particle containing source. Alpha particle rich in it. Okay. So these alpha particles move from the source and then collided with a small foil and is passed through a foil. Okay, pass through a foil. That is called a lead plate. We can say lead plate. Why we are using this kind of lead plate? Look, students. When the particle come from one area to another area, too much particle, you can see that. Yeah, too much. Okay. Actually, we want to study, for the good study, we want only one particle. For that, we are providing a small screen and some particles will scattered and then it will deviate like this. Only very good energetic particle will move from here to here. Okay, for that setup, we are using this kind of a screen and the particle will move from this source and then go through the screen and then enter into another area. Okay, so that's why we are using this kind of thing. And then with the help of that thing now, look, these particles will strike over a gold foil. This is a gold containing any foil in it. The particle will and alpha particle will coming from the source and entering to the screen and then move towards the gold foil. Okay, then what are the observation will happening in it? This is our confusion. This is our question. What are the observation in it? What is this actually? Everything. Actually, this is alpha particle move from this screen to collided to a gold foil, gold piece. This is another screen. Okay, another screen means for photographic plate and like zinc sulfide screen. Already know na? What do you mean by zinc sulfide screen? Huh?
It is fluorescent.
So we can, why we are using like that? Actually, the entering rays and all we can't see with our direct eye. Okay. So for measuring the presence, we are using this kind of screen. So particle will strike on the screen. It will making a glow over there, so that we can easily find out. Oh, the experiment is over. That that rays entered into the screen. Everything is over. For that, we are using photographic plate. We are using photographic plate. So rays will making a mark over there. For that purpose, we are using photography plate. I think we can explain in detail about this experiment on next class. Am I right, students?
Yes.
Okay. So this much only the initial introduction about the Rutherford nuclear model. Here is the alpha source is there. It will passing through a screen. After that, rays will enter into a gold foil. After that, the rays having some deviation in it. Okay. Okay. Then scientists what they will do now, students? With the conclusion of the nature of rays, their striking behavior, everything they will pointing out everything in a one by one manner. 2, 3, 4, like this. After that, they will creating a generalization. That generalization is lead to the discovery of nucleus. Okay, that will cover on next section. I think this much sufficient for you today. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, next day you can revise and then come back.
Okay.
Okay, can I wind up? Any suggestion or anything from your side? Then tell me.
Nice teaching, madam.
Okay. Okay, students. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, next sir will announce you the timing and all. So see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss.